let's do a cosmology segment, as we've got some interesting stuff to talk about here when it comes to cosmology. Is it geology or is it cosmology? Are you familiar with the Laschamp event? Well, the Laschamp event was a 440-year geomagnetic excursion where the pole was reversed for about 440 years. This caused an increase in cosmic ray flux on the planet and an increase in isotopes beryllium-10 and carbon-14. These are two more important aspects of cosmic ray flux. It doesn't just cause cloud nucleation and various chemical synthesis. It causes radioactive isotopes to show up measurable on the surface. The Laschamp event. Why are we talking about it? Well, because there's a new article that's come out about it. We'll talk about it in a minute. The real question is, what is the Earth's core composed of? Anybody? Anybody? Leave us a comment. Let us know if you think it's made of iron and nickel or of something else. And I won't conjecture about it on today's Daily Space Weather video. This cosmology segment is featuring a story from SciTech Daily about how Earth's magnetic field reversal 42,000 years ago triggered a global environmental crisis. Now, we know this based on a lot of different information. Number one, igneous rocks. When a volcano erupts and creates new lithosphere, we can analyze that new rock created to figure out what the Earth's magnetic field was doing during that time. And it appears that the Neanderthals went extinct around this time, and all kinds of other environmental things happened on the planet. If you want to read the article about it, it's on SciTech Daily. And what you really have to ask yourself is this geology or is it cosmology? Or is it both? Perhaps a combination of both things. The global environmental crisis 42,000 years ago. And we'll actually feature more on this later in the video in the meteorology section, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, how about a random number between 1 and 1031 using our quantum number generator from qrng.anu.edu.au/dice-throw. It's a quantum number generator, and today's quantum number is 495. So we'll head to the Neil Gorell Swift-Bat X-ray Observatory, and we'll scroll down to 495. Now, this is an X-ray monitor, and this is how we're looking at a whole bunch of different cosmic objects. So this one's a Pulsar, Pulsar J1509-5850. There are the X-ray transient bursts from it. It's a pretty weak X-ray source, it looks like. So here's the 30-day chart, here's the 3-day chart, and there's the 16-year chart in the upper right. Pretty consistent, a little bit of fluctuation there, and let's see if we can catch some visual analysis here in a couple wavelengths. Here's the view on Aladdin light, which is optical. Nothing showing up there. Let's see if it shows up in infrared. I would have to say I doubt it. Nothing showing up in infrared light there. Maybe a tiny blip, barely a pixel. But it'll probably show up on the XMM Newton as it's an X-ray source. And there you can see it's a pretty weak X-ray source. How about on Chandra? And it looks like it may be showing a pulsar wind. So this is most likely a pulsar wind nebula right here, folks. As you can see, it looks just like a bow shock. So that may tell us some insight into things like the magnetic fields and the interstellar environment around this pulsar. Pulsar J1509-5850 looks a lot like a pulsar wind nebula to me. What say you? Perhaps even seeing a magnetotail here. I certainly hope so. Perhaps further analysis on that later. Pulsar J1509-5850. Man, what a fantastic view. And that's today's cosmology segment. Let's move on to additional